Hi everyone, welcome in. Hi everyone, welcome in. Alright, welcome in guys. Welcome in guys. Like the stream.
I'm not gonna lie. If nobody told you today you're doing better than you think, I was down, but now I'm.
Hi IJ. It's going good. How's your evening going? Hi everyone, welcome in. Donations are open. I know I was supposed to come out earlier. I was so tired from yesterday. Oh snaps, really IJ. That's awesome. See, I don't really drink coffee like that. I had some like 2 hours ago because I craved it, but I don't really drink coffee like that. If I did, I would have been on that on that wave for sure. Not bad. I've heard good stuff on that anyways. On the mushroom coffee for a minute too. Um I heard, doesn't it help with like anxiety and stuff like that too? Hi everyone, welcome in. Please like the stream. Donations are open. I'm not really a coffee drinker anymore, but it doesn't have the caffeine spike like right. Yeah, it's supposed to, but it helps with focus. Oh, that's good. I like that. All right, Eugene, I got it. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna get started. Let me go grab my decks, and I'm liking it. Like who I'm meant to be. Yeah, you keep choosing that. Like I was talking to Jess earlier, and it's like I was like, what the fuck? My logical mind is trying to make sense of something. So then I finally was like, you know what? You don't need to make sense of anything. Like fuck this. Like it's what I say. But your logic, and that's gonna it'll kick in at times. So that's why I say, like, you know what I've learned, that yeah, although affirming, repetition of affirming is like what creates, right? Because repetition creates, but creates eventually your assumption. But one thing I learned too is them inner conversations. Like we gotta be. You don't have to watch every thought, because to me, not every thought is important, right? Not every assumption, not every thought is important. But if something keeps coming up, I tell you that all the time. Like those are the ones that you want to like work on, or give it a story, give it a new story. But I feel like inner conversations is your mental diet, right? Because again, for me, I don't like to say the same shit over and over and over. Like I like to do my routine the way I do it, which that will be up tomorrow for the members only. Um, but you have to be realistic. Like there's gonna be times where a little shit is gonna come up that just affirming is not gonna be enough. You have to learn how to have inner conversation, because we always have. Remember, we're human, so we always have inner conversations. You just have to know how to like know which ones are good and which ones are not. So learning how like them inner conversations, and for real, some of the people that I've been working with personally, they've been telling me that they're seeing a lot of their game changer for them has been inner conversation. I feel like two, as long as you have like two or three things that different ways that you do something, like me, like I told you, I like to do focus affirming, I like to do mindless affirming, or could name it robotic affirming too, but um, and of course inner conversations, but um, I don't jump from like one thing to the next, and it happens. Or what does that want to say? What does that want to say? To IG. That you got some major movement this weekend. I was like, oh my god, that is really good. Like that was some really good movement. Um, I'm like, I know that's right. I want. I mean, I don't. I know you guys are gonna get your stuff because we all are, and everybody's been getting some type of movement. Even if it's internal shifts are still good because you want to have those internal shifts. Obviously, we want those. I don't. Do you know what's my thing? Because I feel like when we focus too much on like certain things, um, we stay stuck there. So I'm not big on like I tell you all the time, I'm not big on signs. I don't really care about it. I mean, I don't mind it because I don't want to sit here and say I don't care about it, but I don't mind it. But I like the real shit. So it's like I try not to focus too much on paying attention to that stuff if it comes cool, because I know even for me, like I have gotten stuck on signs and like, oh, I want that again, but it's like no. Let me refocus. I want my whole thing. So the signs are cool, but I always say like the signs just use that as movement. That's how I look at signs. Like it's just movement, and obviously you want to you. This is the thing, we know whether we're doing the work or not. So like when people lie and be like, yeah, well I just been affirming, what else have you been doing? Because if you really have been consistent, like you say, like I could sit here and say where I haven't been consistent at, or like where I have gone back and forth, or where I have wavered, or whatever. But some people don't. Or some people don't want to admit it, like because again that victim mentality. But hi, who's in here with us? You guys are listening, so say hi to us, talk to us. Right. Where the heck is Jess at? She donated. Hey, Jess. Jess, can you make a list? Is IJ and then you? Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Please like the stream. Donations are open. There's no free readings. You're sleeping? Who else is in here with us? Who's the nosy person that's in here with us? Almost done with IJ. All right, IJ. Let me just put this away. All right. So, well, let me know if you're in here, IJ. All right. There's something ancient about the way I care for you. I almost said love you, so maybe that wanted to come out now too. Something timeless and sacred that defies logic and stretches beyond this lifetime. It's as if my soul knew yours long before we met, and every moment since has only deepened that truth. I care for you with every part of me, with softness, with strength, with heart that's wide open and unafraid to love you fully. And in a world that can sometimes feel chaotic or uncertain, I want to be your peace, your place to land, your reminder that love is real, that love this real exists and it is ours. Let's be each other's shield, not in resistance to the world, but in reverence of what we're building. A love that protects, uplifts, and restores. When storms come, and they will, I want us to lean into one another like two great trees standing side by side, roots deeply intertwined. No wind can shake what's grown this deeply. No rain can drown what's planted with so much care. We are building something that not even time can undo. And I truly believe that no matter what comes our way, our love will rise again and again, more powerful, more beautiful, and more true. Let me be your safe place as you are mine. Together we are strong, together we are home. Let me get you some oracles. And I'm gonna do like the moon deck. I may switch it up, but I'm called to do the moon deck, so you're welcome. Yeah, her message really flowed today, and you see, even I could read it like in a flow. You and your loved ones are safe, and that's new moon in Cancer. Emotions are running high. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Your commitment is being tested. So you may, I feel like you may get some little hints of like maybe like your ego showing up, your old self. But it's just you decide to stay there or let it be. Be bold and make the first move. Surrender to the divine. Your hard work is paying off, and then I want to get all right. This is for RJ and Nat. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna take these that came out. Acceptance. Fully accept each other for true love to take root and flourish. History. Write your history together. Map the future. Repair. Carefully mend the cracks in the relationship, restoring past beauty. And let's see. Unconditional. Give unconditional love without the expectation of return. And give me two more. Polish. Forge stronger bonds through mutual polishing. And then you have chain. Loyalty is the chain that links you together, unbreakable. So that is for you, IJ. Oh yeah. What does dragonflies mean for you, IJ, when it comes to your like manifestation journey? Jess, you can post. Okay, good. That's good. All right, let's see. For Jess. What right now? Like a bagel and coffee right now? Not walking into shit. That's funny. Oh, you know what I like? Have you ever tried a plain bagel with cream cheese and bacon? All right, this is for Jasmine. How will people at work feel when they see her with makeup tomorrow? It's so good, Jess. You should try it. Girl, you got the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Hierophant, the Judgment. Girl, it's gonna be all eyes on you. The Judgment card is literally when like there's a big angel and then there's all these people just watching. So I feel like you're gonna get looks from the men and the women. There could be like a hater or two because the Queen of Swords is there. Not that she's a hater, but someone is a little cold. Um, I feel like you're definitely getting these two kings right here are looking, right? I feel like too with the Queen of Swords here, like this could be you looking more mature, more independent, like more secure with yourself. But you definitely have like all eyes on you. Again, the Judgment card for me sometimes talks about social media too. Look, you got the Three of Cups here, so you're definitely gonna have a lot of people watching you. Because yeah, the Judgment card sometimes can talk to me about the internet, but how I look at the internet, like people are scrolling, right? And right now, how many people are probably sitting at home all over the world just scrolling through social media, and everybody's just there's probably hundreds of people looking at the same post, right? I don't know why Spirit is giving me this type of analogy, but that's what I'm getting. Like a lot of people just watching. The Hierophant is here, so this is the building, right? This is where you're at. This is where you're at, right? Like this is to me like this is the building. I mean the Hierophant talks about an institution, a building, right? Obviously this is not an institution, so this is like your workplace. And I feel like there could be a breakthrough with your person or with someone that wants to say something. So I feel like someone may be feeling confident to talk to you. The Three of Wands is here, so again, a lot of people like just paying attention. Um, People just kind of on the lookout. Um, People staring, and you have the Queen of Cups here. So that I feel like the Queen of Cups is you. So you're showing up, yeah, like very mature, very beautiful though, and like there's something about you. This is the intuitive queen, and there's something about you that like I feel like almost like if there's like a light shining from you. So yeah, definitely getting like having all eyes on you. Definitely getting looks from the guys and the girls. And yeah, that's what I have for you, Jess. You said a side of me, y'all work bitches wish you could see it. Right, 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 absolutely. Absolutely. I was gonna come out earlier today. I don't know. I wasn't really. Not that I think I was just tired. Like usually when I'm tired like that, I tend to overthink too for some reason. I don't know. I'm gonna stop fucking claiming that. Like no, when I'm tired, I be fucking that. I'm at my best. Not no, I'm not gonna say that either. But shit, being tired that has no effect on me. Cause what the freak? Yeah, we don't claim overthinking. Bagel. I don't really like croissants like that. I'm not a croissant person. Dunkin' Donuts up here has a croissant that's like filled with like ham and cheese on the inside. That is good. But outside of that, I'm not really a fan of croissants. Where are you getting it from? Oh, from Dunkin'. Yeah, I love. Yeah, I like Dunkin'. My bad, y'all. I have an order in fucking um Etsy, and like she said like 50 fucking questions for one question listing. Like, what the heck is wrong with people? This is what I be saying. Like, chocolate for croissants. I want to go to Paris and get a croissant. That sounds good, IJ. I like their hash browns too. Yeah, I like their hash browns too, Just. Girl, if you're gonna do a bagel, just do a regular one. Say no. You know what? What's another thing that I like? I like the raisin, cinnamon raisin bagel. Not from the. I never got one from Dunkin', but like I'll buy the pack of bagels with cream cheese. I don't know if it tastes. It to me is almost like a dessert. Right, Jess? It's like, what the heck? Like, what are you guys doing? Right, that's what I'm saying. Hi to anyone that's in here. Like the stream, donations are open. I just finished Just and IJ. It's for balance, girl. Please. Say now, you know what? Today I did pretty good with eating today. You know, I always say like your diet and like being healthy is really like the way you eat. My ex is from New York, so she had me try a bagel, cream cheese, and lox years ago. What the heck is lox? See, I'm a see. I see. I'm gonna get a multigrain bagel, but like also put half a block of cream cheese on it because I love an unhealthy amount of cream cheese on my bagels. You do? I have. You know what? It depends. I feel like it depends. Cured salmon. See, I never tried that. That's something I will probably try. I ain't gonna lie. That's probably something I will try. Yeah, I will probably try that. Is it like, was there like a lot of it or no? Yeah, that's something I would definitely try. It wasn't a lot. Okay.
Yes, can I get a large iced coffee?
Yeah, I would definitely try that. Not as like my meal at the moment, but like if I could try like a little mini biscuit. I mean, not biscuit, bagel with it. Like just as a sample. Yeah, I'm right. Who's in here watching with us? Why don't you guys speak? What y'all scared of? Or what kind of tea y'all trying to catch on here? Because we don't even drop tea in here anymore. We drop the tea in our private group. How was you guys this weekend? It's a cheesesteak, IJ, not a steak sandwich. But yeah, it was hot out here. Yeah, we went to like this festival thing yesterday. It was a good time. but it was for sure hot. I will say it definitely was hot. Um, yes, steak. Okay, so I'm gonna get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. Ooh, that sounds good, Jess. Go to St. Louis and try some of their Chinese. Wait, I never heard anything about that. Is your Chinese food that good? I mean, they say it is. I never heard that. I'm gonna get a story. Your body's tired, yeah. I'm getting back to working out tomorrow. Gotta get ready for my wedding, child. Oh, so you mean like a? Okay, I got you, just a channel. Jess, we gotta get back to our storytelling text messages. We gotta get back. We gotta get back to that. So was telling IJ. So I was like, I was doing some follow ups with people today from that I've been coaching, and you know what they told me? No one has ever told them about storytelling, like inner conversations either. And I told them that right when I did I did coaching with them separately, and I'll we know how we do it. Just I'm not gonna go into details on here, but the two of the girls told me that that's been a game changer because they're like we didn't I one of them she was like I didn't even notice like the bullshit conversations I was having in my mind, and she's like and I started changing them, and she's been seeing like a lot of movement. She's with her person actually, but her person is like very like stale, and now he hasn't been like that, and I was like that is fucking awesome, like that is awesome. So them inner conversations, I'm like those are game changers. Yeah, like I'm like that's your mental diet because again you could affirm a few hours a day, but what are you doing in between? Um, so then I was like, yo, yeah, we got to get back to our like how we used to text because that definitely kept us in that energy too. Yeah, I have an acquaintance that lives there, and they have some really high rated Chinese. They had some amazing ice cream I had. Damn, that sounds good. Yeah, Puerto Rico too. Like Puerto Rico, the Puerto Rican Chinese people, yo, their food, the best I've ever had. Like when I say the best I've ever had, the best I've ever had. All right, let me shuffle for the just. I was like, yeah, like I never like, girl. If I tell you what one of them has spent, that I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I've spent some money on some stuff, but I was like, but it was really like, subliminals and stuff like that. I was like, I could tell you like, I've seen like my old coaches like they've been putting out some stuff, and I never thought to like, I just feel like once you just it don't matter take. You just gotta apply it at some point. And that's the problem with people. Like, but no, this person actually she was charged, and I'm not gonna say from who, but um, like 1,300, and yeah, I was like, girl, you could have got that from right from Google. As a matter of fact, not even YouTube. I like to do the one-on-one coaching only because, especially for like new people, because I just do a little evaluation. Because not everything is the same for everybody. Like, um, some people they're depending on their schedule, some people got kids, some people got, so you want to find like a little routine for them. But I'm like, yo, like people be out of pocket. Like you just gotta apply something and just try it. And I would say, like I said, I've never done affirmations, so I can't say whether they work or not. But that may be our next challenge. Like we'll see what I decide, because I don't know if I'm really a fan of it. Like there's amazing success stories, but I also feel like I don't know, never tried it. So my nails and my toes are orange. They look so cute. I did my pedicure on Sunday. Did you see your man today, Jess? No? Oh, snap. He didn't. Today's Monday, right? Yeah, today's Monday. Were you sad, Justin, you didn't see him? hi to anyone that's coming in. Like the stream, guys. Donations are open. They will be closing soon, though. Alright, I'm almost done, Jess. Jess, what I sent you earlier, did that make sense to you? Because I know it's really hard for me sometimes to like explain stuff that makes sense when I speak it because it's more of a feeling, like a spiritual feeling that is like I'm trying to put into words. I'm like, uh, but I feel like you're probably the closest person that will understand it. That will understand. That understands me. Yeah, that's what was it. Let me let me explain. I mean, I should have sent an audio. Probably would have made even more sense. But it was just yeah, it's like hard to put into words like that. right, Jess. Well, your boo had a lot to say too today. You know what? Hold on. All right, Jess. I just sent you some audio because I feel like I had to say it out loud. I don't know because it was still like I don't know. Spirit was like, no, send her a message, and I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. Anyways, let me read you your message. You're here, right, Jess? All right, so let's get ready for your message. It was like a little bit of everything here, okay? All right. It started off with my love. You made the ordinary feel like magic. The simple things you've made the ordinary feel like magic. The simple things, your laugh, the way you look at me when you think I'm not watching, even the quiet moments where nothing is said, those are the moments I find myself falling deeper. With you, it's like the whole world softens, time slows, and suddenly what used to feel routine becomes sacred. You've taken the mundane and turned it into gold. Every memory we've shared feels like a jewel I keep tucked away in the safest parts of my heart. I don't just remember them, I treasure them. We're writing a story, you and I, one that doesn't need to follow a blueprint or ask for the world's approval. We're not following a map, we're creating a new path, one step at a time, one page at a time. Just us. You said, oh, you know I'm down bad. Yo, that's funny. Just us. And I don't want to share this kind of love with the world. I want to keep it protected, ours alone. A commitment not loud or performative, but powerful, unshakable, and deeply rooted. Locked away from noise, from opinions, from anything that could try to touch what we've built. You are my home, my compass, my clarity. I didn't know love could feel like this, so grounded yet so infinite, so familiar yet a whole new universe I get to explore through you. I'm here all in for the quiet mornings, the wild nights, for the unknowns and the certainty, for the life we're building, not perfectly but truthfully together. Love always, your man. Gonna be down bad more when come and girl. Yes, right. Yep. I was like, okay, okay, Jay. Like he gave us a little bit of everything. He had to add the wild nights. I was laughing. All right, I'm gonna do. I definitely want to do the pink deck for you. I love this pink deck, and I feel like I want to do this deck for you. All right, for Jay and Just. Okay. We have belonging. Find belonging in love. Deepen, depend on each other. Not deepen, depend on each other. Revival. Revival of the relationship brings deeper understanding and love. Spark. Ignite the spark of love, keeping passion alive in the everyday. Gratitude. Be grateful for every shared moment. Celebrate the miracle of your meeting. We have pillar. Be pillars for each other, strong and immovable. Unconditional. Give unconditional love without the expectation of return. I think I J got that one too. All right. We have guardian. Guard each other's hearts as precious treasures. A bunch of cards came out for you. Window. Open the window of your soul. Let light enter both your worlds. Anchor. Trust is the anchor of the relationship, steady and firm. Restart. Every act of forgiveness is a fresh beginning in love. Transformation. Turn conflicts into opportunities for growth, healing the journey together. Yeah, I was listening from my iPad, that's why. So that is for you, Jess. You're welcome. I wonder who's been in here with us this whole time, just watching and being nosy. I mean, I call it being nosy because you're not talking to us, so. Right. They've been in here the whole time too. It's like, just speak to us. Like, what's wrong with speaking? Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand it. Yeah, y'all should do. I'm not joking with y'all when I say do some stats at night. Well, let me tell you. All right, so we enter different. So we enter stats at all times of the day, right? So like, when you're washing dishes, like that's what I'm saying. When you're doing like um, the mundane activities, right? Like washing dishes, you're folding clothes, you're whatever. That's kind of like you're entering into a state of stats because when you're folding clothes, you don't need folding clothes doesn't need your full attention, right? You've been folding clothes for years, right? um you know how to fold clothes, you know how to shower, right? And a lot of times, what do people do in the shower? They think. So affirm there. That's why I say, like, don't having 100 fucking affirmations for your each desire, because you wanna just tell a short story. You want repetition is one of the keys, right? Because there's different keys, but repetition. So you don't want to have to remember 20 fucking affirmations. So like me, when I shower, I do, because I like, if I'm washing my hair, I'm shaving my legs, I'm gonna break it down to at least two of my desires. And I don't count the time. Like when I'm done with the first one, I start like, my a little crazy, I'll move to the next one. But that's why I say, like, you don't need all these affirmations. Like, everybody that I've coached so far, like, they've had like so many affirmations that I'm like, bro, especially if you're trying to do, even if you're trying to saturate for 5 minutes, you could do that with two or three affirmations. You can't really do that with 10. And I'm not saying that the number matters, but you do want to saturate as much as possible. But when you're like showering, when you're doing your hair, like, for the girls, like when we're doing our makeup, like, I always affirm through those stuff. Like, I just play my affirmations in my ear, and I just play, because I already know what I'm doing. So like, even like driving, you know how to drive. I mean, obviously, driving needs your attention, but you can still affirm. But when you're washing dishes, you don't need your dishes don't need your full attention. You're entering. Just said I do backflips in the shower. You're entering a state of stats because your conscious mind is kind of closed off a little. So yeah, that's why I said, like, use every opportunity to affirm. I just don't want y'all sitting at home affirm. Like, this is how I look at it. If you are deciding between sitting at home and affirming and going out to do something, then that you're being obsessive, and that's not healthy. If you're deciding that I'm gonna sit here and affirm, I'm not gonna take a shower because I gotta affirm, or I'm not gonna eat because I gotta affirm, or I'm not gonna watch the show because that's not healthy. That's when it becomes unhealthy and obsessive, and you don't want to put that out there, because regardless, that is you're still, um, that starts to create, like, I feel like when you become obsessive over something in that kind of way, it just kind of creates I feel like, a trickle effect of negativity at some point, because exhaustion will kick in at some point, and especially if you're not enjoying your time. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. While I was out yesterday, like, I was just so, like, in tune to what I was doing, that I never once thought about any of my desires. I'm not even joking. And at one point, I was like, I started to, like, do one of my affirmations, my revision, and honestly, I would start, and then I would just, like, because I was just living in the moment. You have to still live in the moment. So, like, we have 24 hours in a day. You'll find time, but I always say, like, do definitely add some stats, because literally, when your conscious mind is closed, you're really impressing your subconscious. I don't care what anyone says. Like, to me, I never had to sit here and do 5,000, 20,000 affirmations before something happened. The only time that has happened if I have resistance to something, but it's not really about the number because I can tell you I did like fucking one time I did like 5,000 affirmations in one day, and when I tell you like all I felt was, I think I went like weeks without even affirming again. Like that day that we saturated, I didn't affirm the rest of the day. I mean, again, in our conversation, that's the one thing. But did I sit and affirm or like did I do another affirmation that day? Hell no, I was done. So you'll find your balance. You know what works for you. You'll know, and you'll definitely know when you start seeing them shifts. To me, the time where you can tell what really works for you is not internal shift. I feel like it is definitely going to be when you see something in the 3D. Then that's when you know what that something works for you. And I'm not saying that internal shifts don't matter, but like I said before, there's going to be things there's going to be things that you manifest, big things and little things, that you're never going to notice a shift at all. I feel like sometimes like I said, I'm not really a fan of like paying attention to that stuff because sometimes you get stuck there. And and that's not what you want. You want your food, you want that experience in the 3D. If it's not the experience in the 3D, I don't give a fuck what it is. And again, not to say that I don't care about science, but in a way I really don't. I unless it's my full on manifestation, like I try not to get too intertwined into the signs. Shit, if anything, I feel like for me, when I get signs, it makes me crave that desire even more. That I could be like, get a little upset. But I want to be clear because I am obsessed. Like, I get obsessive in the sense that I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But yeah, I definitely say add some saturation to your day, especially before you go to bed. Like, especially because you're gonna definitely like that's the last thing you want your conscious mind to remember. And I've been doing that since I started for like since I started consciously manifesting. And even if wasn't really working on a specific desire, I've always done, even if it was my power, self concept, whatever, at night before I went to bed. I've always done that. Um, your subconscious mind remembers the last thing you did or you told it, not did, told it. Um, that's why I stopped watching, like, what's crazy? Like, I was saying how I remember when, like, I was real depressed in my relationship that was, like, in 2018. You know what got me out of that? Like, one day, like, I used to go to sleep crying. I used to wake up, like, crying. Like, I was just really depressed. And one night, I just watched Wild 'N Out. It was on. I had my TV on, and it was on, and I watched it. And I fell asleep. Like, I had a good laugh, and I went to sleep like that, right? When I woke up the next morning, that's the first time I ever felt, like, happy when I woke up. Like, I felt excited. I did my hair. I remember I did my makeup. And I really didn't catch on. And then the next night I went and watched Wild 'N Out because at that time they had so many episodes out. So I was just like catching up. And then again, and it just went. And then one day I noticed, I'm like, oh my God, like, and then I probably did that for like a month or so. And then I was like, yeah, that, like, I feel like that healed me in a sense because your mind really is a powerful thing, even though it believes whatever we tell it. So I sometimes say it's stupid, but it's really not. It's a really smart mind, and it remembers again the last thing you impressed on it. So I remember, like, I will wake up like really happy, like, and then yeah, when I caught on to it, like, I was very mindful of, like, and I mean, I've had moments where I haven't because that's why I create like a certain routine for myself, my night routine. I always have to have water. I always drink water before I go to bed. I don't care about if I got to wake up in the middle of the night, then it is what it is. It is, yeah, it is. And you know what's crazy though? When I went to watch Wild 'N Out, maybe in 2021, I didn't find it funny anymore. Even those old episodes. So I was like, I needed that at that time. Um, I definitely needed that at the time, and I'm grateful for it. So yeah, that's why I said, like, I'm really mindful of, like, what I watch and stuff like that. And again, repetition is what create. But I do feel, for me, If I'm listening to a sad love song, I'm going to automatically think about my person in a sad way, right? And then what does that do? It brings up memories that you don't want. It brings up like thoughts that you don't want, and I'd rather just stay away from it. But yeah, so I would definitely say like I didn't care. Like I don't care if I go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna get 15 minutes in. Even if it's like 5-10 minutes, I'm gonna get them in because, and I'm not a person that really likes to sleep with stuff on. And I think lately because I've been sleeping with my own affirmation, like me, my own voice, like I'm speaking them instead of like a subliminal. I feel like I've been waking up a little bit tired, so I have to figure that out. But I do have my subliminal, my recent one, so I'm gonna start listening to that one, and then just listen to my audios and stuff like that during the day. But that's why I told you guys to like record your if I'm telling y'all this because it works, y'all. Like record your affirmations because in those moments where you're busy, like even if you're talking to a client on the phone, and the other ear you got your affirmations playing. Like even if you're like shopping, you got your affirmations playing. Like yesterday when I was out, at one point I did have my earphones in the beginning, but then I was like, all right, let me just take them off because it was like we were drinking and stuff like that, and I was okay with that, right? But right now I don't have my earphones on because they're charging, but I take those moments to like where I'm gonna be around people, my hair is down. I mean, even I don't care if they could see it, like I'm gonna have my affirmations playing because that's still impressing your subconscious mind. It may not be as powerful as affirming, but it's still impressing your subconscious mind. And then in the midst, like to me, like when I'm like, in the supermarket, like sometimes I gotta pay attention. But them affirmations are playing, and as I'm moving around, and I start to like, walk into the next aisle, I'll just pick up where I left off at. If I want my mom and my sisters, like, and then we go our separate, I'll pick up where I left off at. Even if when I'm driving, like, I'll pick up where I left off at. So that's why I definitely say like record your affirmations because that does work. That's how I learned from the beginning, so I feel like it works. I don't even subliminals and stuff like that, to me it works, but once I found out that like some people, to me I feel like my thing with like the online subs and stuff like that, and even like the affirmation tapes, a lot of times there's, if you find one that has like that fits your situation, then by all means use it. But just look at the affirmations. Sometimes I feel like some of the affirmations didn't resonate with me. Well, guys, I think I'm going to head out soon. My bad. Oh my god. Yeah, check the affirmations and see. Um, I just got a subliminal from my old coach, but she hit me up that I still had an order on there. I still get biofeedback from her, and I had placed the order back in February, and I never like. I guess I had so much going on, so she just did one for me, and she added like frequency because she works with the brain and stuff like that, and it be making me feel so like I love to listen to it while I'm doing my affirmations too, but I like to use it when I sleep. It puts me right to sleep. Like I be so relaxed. I want to learn how to do the subliminals. I do have some affirmation videos that I did. My guy best friend is actually adding some sound to it, so we'll see how it goes. And not, I told him I'm gonna just post them without sound, just like so you guys can follow, just follow them. Or like sometimes too, like it's good to have that reinforcement of like someone that you know that's just telling you like, yeah, you're this and you're that, you are this and you're that. Um, so that's another thing too, because remember, like I said, I use the brand pages that I got made in back in December. I use those as like inner, like if when I'm like I use it as like if I'm like I got my best friend telling me like, girl, you're this, you're that, you're that. Like so that's what I'm saying. Like having some little tools for in between the day where you, like those moments that you're not affirming is good to have. So that's why I want to make I think I'm gonna post those tapes tomorrow, just so you guys can have them, because in those moments that you just need motivation, like you could just put them on, because that impresses your subconscious too. But not only that, I feel like it gives you a different flow. um like this is stuff that works, because this worked for me. And like I said, perspective is everything. Like you got some movement this weekend, IJ. Somebody else would have looked at that like, you know what I could say, somebody else would have said something like, yeah, but I didn't get to see them. And it's like, who gives a fuck? Like that was, they don't get no closer than that. I mean, at this point, right? I mean, it can get closer. I mean, it obviously will. But just having that where it's like that close, that was real close to home. That to me, for you to see that as like movement, because that's how I would have seen it too. So everything is perspective. That's another thing that people don't have. Like they'll be like, oh my god, like people love to be a victim, and that's something I've learned that I'm like, you know, I don't want to be around people that are like that. That's why I say you can't get right, like you can't expect new, and you got to be all the way in or you're not. And it's that simple. And it's not even about, like I was talking to even my guy best friend told me, he's like, yo, lately, like he'll catch himself sometimes that, because there's some curse words in Spanish where it's like, is they're not good. And he said like late, like he'll catch himself. I'm like, just even making those changes, they change your fucking life. Like it's not about just obviously you want to achieve certain things, but once you realize that it's bigger than just achieving tangible things, that it's just really a lifestyle, that it like things just fall in your fucking lap when you literally change your mindset, that you don't even gotta fucking work for it, and you literally don't be stuck. But the problem with people is they're and you can manifest off of ego, but I'm gonna tell you something. From my experience and from what I've seen in the groups, people that operate off ego, they operate off desperation. And desperation means lack. And what this lack causes? Delays. So, and another thing too that people don't get is like talking about the same old bullshit all the time. Like, you don't change the fucking person, you change the version you experience. And I don't know how people don't get that shit. And if you guys. Oh, my girl is on. Um, but yeah, it just be shit like that. That to me is like, you can't expect different and you haven't changed. And that's another thing too. Like, I remember watching something, because I have some of my old stuff, like notes and stuff like that. And I remember something that I watched where it was like, and I've always said this too, like, I remember one of my friends that I was like helping out a few months ago, and I told her, I'm like, okay, you want all of this from your person, but what are you bringing to the table? Like, who are you? Because you don't want to experience the old him, right? So do you think that you shouldn't like meet him where you want him to be at? Like do you think that where you're at now is a match to the person that you want him to be? And she was like, no. And I'm not trying to play you, but it's like, So why not change too? Because this is the thing, like everybody has insecurities, right? But if you know that your insecurities have caused something in the past, then you should be working on those insecurities. So when that thing comes in, remember, you know that meme that I said where it's like, um, pray for it, and once you get it, pray to have the discipline to keep it, or something like that. That's what this is. We learn this stuff, and that's why they say like work on you, or like you don't have to, but it's like if you know that there is a version of you that caused that, then change that version of you, right? Become a different version of you, the version of you that can keep this thing, right? That's what it is. But people don't get that. It's like, again, that's that ego shit, like where it's like I'm gonna claim this. Okay, and what else? And what else? Let me know, because as someone that's been manifesting for, well, I want to say we've always been manifesting, that's been consciously awakened, and not only that, consciously awakened, consciously manifesting and awakened for 3 years and some months, and been spiritually awakened for since I was 8 years old. I know for a fact that there's been, I probably had like at least 20 different versions, maybe even more. There's had to, because I feel like I could be a few different versions in one year. But you know what it took? It took some work. And as someone that has, like I said, been consciously awakened and manifesting for over 3 years, I'm gonna tell you, this year I tested a lot of shit. And I tested only claiming and not doing anything else. And you wanna know something? I saw nothing happen. Most people that can just claim it usually have either like a certain like level of discipline where they're just like, I'm claiming this shit all day every day, to the point where they really don't have, all they have to do is claim that on a consistent basis, or they just been doing it for so long that they really have no resistance to stuff. But I know people that, even like some of the coaches, they'll say like, yeah, I struggled a little bit in this department, that been coaching for 10 plus years. So when somebody new tells me I just gotta claim it, okay, just let me know how that goes. When you're sitting around talking about the same bullshit all day, because you can't claim it and then be wondering what's up with that person, or why they're still married, or because it is a thing. You're claiming that that's your man, right? If he's your man, then he wouldn't need a divorce because he wouldn't be married. Or if that's your man, like there's no need to, like, people that live. I remember the one girl, when I was in a group last year, and what my that was my regular manifestation group. And when we did our, like, we would meet up every 2 week, I mean, twice a week. And I remember her saying how she manifested her ex back, right? But at the time, she was living like in the West Coast, he was living in the East Coast, or she was in the East Coast, he was in the West Coast. And she was like, I don't want to move out there. And they told her, no, you don't have, like, well, so don't, say that he's happily living with you where you're at. She ended up getting an apartment, or it was a condo or something like that. And then maybe like 2 months later, he got a job where she lived at. Um, a lot of times your manifestation requires you to change, and that's the thing, people don't want to accept that. Like, it's consistency. It takes audacity, consistency, discipline, and persistence. And like I said, you could claim whatever. As someone that's been doing this for a long time, I mean, there's little things that, yeah, I'll claim, and I'm like, or I'll say, and it just happens. But those things where there's resistance, where there's history, those, and that's just me being honest, not being limited. It's being fucking honest, because people out here will straight up be like, no, like, it shouldn't take that long. Yes, it can, because it depends on your level of resistance, of your level of fucking, um, of persisting, of your level of, stop talking about the same dumb shit. Stop repeating the same old stories. Stop making your stuff conditional. Like, I've done it all. Trust me, I've done all the negative talking, the calling my friends, the doing this, doing that. I've done it all. So I know like I could tell you what could be blocking me, and like what's blocked my manifestations in the past. And I wouldn't say block because nothing can block it, but what's caused delays, because that's what it is. Not blocking, it's delays. I could say what that was. So, but yeah, people think they know more than you, and I just be like, okay, if it works, it works. But yeah, well, I'm gonna head out. I definitely do some saturating before you go to bed tonight, IJ. Um, I would say if you're gonna go and like be online and stuff like that, do that. Do it when, literally, when you know you're not gonna look at your. I mean, I would just say let that be the last thing you do. That's what I would do. Like I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. That's gonna be the last thing I do, is at least get some affirmations in. So have a good night, y'all. Bye.